Here's a church and a village. Not just any village, but a village with history. It used to be here hundreds of years ago. But the residents weren't always here with the village. The problem was the Great Plague. The problem with the plague was it was too great and too deadly. It lived up to its title of being the plague. It plagued this village of Eyam, which is in Derbyshire in England, near mountains known as the Peak District. This is a slightly comic but also serious video, because I'll now try and relate the history as best I could remember it. The plague was travelling through the UK at the time, and nobody knew how to cure it, and it wasn't really known exactly how it was transmitted. It's believed that somebody had some sort of rags with them that they might have brought from London up to this village, and that a rat may have brought it in from the clothes. Nobody knew exactly how it happened, it just did, but it was absolutely devastating. In the year before the Great Fire devastated London in 1666, the plague started to devastate this village in 1665. Eventually there were many victims, possibly 70 or 80 people. But what makes it special is that this place wasn't by far the only place to have been afflicted by the plague. What made this place kind of special, and its story so entrenched with that of the plague, it was the way they dealt with it that made it so special. It's what they decided to do, the special measures they took. When people died, they had open air funerals. They made sure that people buried their dead not in the mass graves such as this one at the cemetery, but just outside of their houses. They tried to stop the spread of the plague, but I'm looking to get an interview about it to go more in depth. But this was the village that took on sacrifice to try and stop it going any further to the other villages in Derbyshire, and they were helped. Food was dropped off from surrounding villages at the perimeter, then it was taken in. Houses were marked with a black cross, probably. So some of the plague victims ended up here. It was a very lonely and boring existence for some people, as you had to be in quarantine conditions. Some people ended up here, and this is kind of the stuff of legends. Apparently, if I was to, today, as a visitor to this village, if I was to start doing this and actually get more enthusiastic with it and dig everything up, in theory, I could get the plague today, because apparently the virus can last about 1,000 years, and the plague only happened in 1666, which wasn't that long ago, which is why it could be a very bizarre form of committing suicide. I could get the plague deliberately with the source of it is very close to where I am now, and then not seek medical help. Not even sure if I could. Right, so that's been a short video about Eyam in Derbyshire. This is the church, there's a museum up there, and it's just a very ordinary village that would kind of remind you of Emmerdale.